The SD-6 Hulk battle droid was an infantry droid that was used by military forces around the galaxy from all the way back centuries before the fall of the Republic, the Clone Wars, the Imperial Era, through to the New Republic. This droid was so deadly and dangerous that it was immediately placed on one of the most restricted tiers of the black market, being available to only the dodgiest and most slimy criminals in the galaxy. So I'm going to break down exactly what these ferocious battle droids could do, and how they were connected with the Imperial Dark Trooper program. The SD series battle droids were recently canonized by the Disciples of Harmony reference book, and the Dark Troopers were of course recanonized by the Mandalorian Season 2. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Hulk droid make an appearance next season. Before we get into it, make sure you fire your blaster at the subscribe button for more. The SD-6 Hulk droid was a 4th degree battle droid manufactured by Balmoran Arms. And just to quickly recap for those of you who don't know what the different droid degree levels are, I'll quickly list them out. Class 1 or 1st degree droids are the droids that worked in the fields of mathematics, physics, science, and medicine, and tended to be very obedient to their masters. These included medical droids, biological science droids, physical science droids, and mathematics droids. Class 2 or 2nd degree droids were the ones programmed for engineering and other technical purposes. These of course included astromech droids, exploration droids, environmental droids, engineering droids, and maintenance droids. Class 3 or 3rd degree droids were the droids designed to interact with humans. These included protocol droids, servant droids, tutor droids, and childcare droids. After that is Class 4 or 4th degree droids, which is what the Hulk battle droid is classified as. These are the ferocious droids programmed to fight and kill. Almost every Class 4 droid carried weapons. These include security droids, gladiator droids, battle droids, and assassin droids. Finally, there is a Class 5, but these are simple labor droids that do the jobs that no human ever wanted to do. Basically, they included general labor droids and hazardous service droids. So moving straight back to the SD-6 Hulk droid, they were manufactured at a whopping size of 3.5 meters in height and the same in width. As for weaponry, the Hulk units were each equipped with 2 E-Web heavy repeating blasters, one for each arm, as well as 2 ion gun rifles mounted on rotating shoulder joints. Yeah, you can definitely see why these beasts were restricted and only obtainable through the black market. If you want to check out the other things on the black market, make sure you check the pinned comment after the video, and you'll be shocked at some of the stuff on there. Following this, the SD-6 unit was also equipped with 2 grappling arms rated to be able to pull other battle droids towards them, and especially organic beings, so that they could be crushed or blasted with high accuracy. As for armor, the Hulk droids were equipped with Starship-grade duranium armor, which made them virtually immune to any blaster or any weapon that a human could hold. This is also the same material that General Grievous's armored plating is made of, although his was a lot weaker. As well as this, the Hulk unit also had telescopic vision sensors, allowing their vision to zoom incredibly far distances and see very distant objects with extreme clarity. This made it nearly impossible to sneak up and ambush one of these Hulk droids. Now, the really interesting part about these droids is, just like its predecessors, the SD-4 and SD-5 units, the Hulk battle droid was programmed using data that was illegally stolen from the Empire's Dark Trooper project. Dark Troopers, like the ones used by Moff Gideon, were able to evaluate their surroundings and decide when the right time to strike was, and when the right time to pull back and defend was. Unfortunately for the SD-6 Hulk units, they lacked a proper decision-making processor, which led them to act very single-mindedly, and in some cases could not stop their violent rampages once they started. The SD-6 battle droid was primarily used in armies as a highly effective mobile turret, which could protect positions and lay down ridiculous amounts of cover fire. The Hulk unit was most effective against small vehicles and large groups of organic and droid soldiers, but it also had no trouble pinpointing and executing a single enemy soldier on sight if commanded to do so. Unfortunately, their massive size and large weapons array did have one downside. The droid was slowed down quite significantly on most planetary surfaces, making it vulnerable to small, tactical teams of highly skilled soldiers like clone commandos. Its very primitive decision-making processor meant that it wasn't suitable for commanding large droid forces like a tactical droid, but it did work very well on the front lines with regular infantry droids alongside them. The Hulk droid was developed in the final centuries of the Galactic Republic, but because of the Republic's demilitarized status, the Hulk droid was only deployed as a defensive unit for vulnerable hangar facilities and landing platforms around the galaxy just in case of rising tensions. The droids would provide cover fire for incoming Republic starships should they encounter any hostile ships, and prevent those hostile ships from ever being able to escape the grip of the Republic law enforcement. Many years later, after the Clone Wars had kicked off, the Republic initially withdrew all of their SD-6 Hulk battle droids from their defensive positions in a panic, because they didn't want to scare the citizens of the galaxy, who might confuse them with separatist battle droids. At this point, all production of Republic Class 4 droids was put to a stop to avoid confusion and panic among the people. Later in the war, however, Palpatine ordered the restarting of the production on the Hulk battle droids from Balmorra Arms. And I definitely don't need to explain why Palpatine randomly and suddenly decided to restart production on these deadly battle droids for the Republic shortly before the war came to a close. Balmorra Arms were also playing both sides of the war, producing the Hulk droids for the Republic and the B-1 battle droids for the Separatists on the very next production line over. As you can imagine, when the Galactic Empire was formed, the Empire put them to good use in savagely destroying former Separatist planets in order to keep their citizens in line under the rule of the Empire. Eventually, however, the SD-6 units were slowly phased out by the smaller and more agile SD-9 and SD-10 units. The SD-6 units were still used by Imperial armed forces, however, but they were starting to be considered ancient relics that couldn't get the job done. At this point, owning one of the droids was highly illegal, and they could only be purchased on the deepest, most restricted tiers of the black market. Obviously, however, this didn't stop the crime lords of the galaxy from buying them and using them as personal security forces for their starships or for their criminal headquarters. Some of the dodgier mercenaries of the galaxy also acquired SD-6 war droids from the black market, and one of them was even used by Trandoshans to hijack a repulsor train on Alderaan and try to kidnap Senator Bail Organa. Following this, the New Republic made use of the SD-6 battle droids, but by this time they were really getting old and were viewed as nothing but overgrown, mindless droids who were far too violent and savage. At this point, SD-9 and SD-10 units were commonplace in the New Republic, so let me know if you'd like me to cover more details about them. They are equally as crazy as the SD-6 Hulk droid, but in different ways. And finally, to put an awesome end to the story, the few remaining Hulk droids that had not been melted down and turned to scrap were abandoned by the New Republic and left to live their own lives however they wanted to do so. These droids weren't the smartest or the most creative, but they now had the opportunity to live their own lives the way they wanted to, just like many of the malfunctioned B-1 battle droids from the Clone Wars did. Honestly, it would be awesome if a small colony of B-1, B-2 and Hulk battle droids were formed on some remote planet, living out their final days until their circuitry could no longer keep them alive. So that is the story of the monstrous and ferocious SD-6 battle droid. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to check out the pinned comment down below for more information about the horrific black market. There's also a big connection to General Grievous and Grand Admiral Thrawn in there, so make sure you check that out. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.